Hi guys, what's up YouTube? This is Quick Bob Hero here, and I'm doing another Pokemon narrated Wi-Fi battle. This time it will be against SubZeroGrowl, and this will be an OU match, as you can tell by the team preview. Before I get started on the team preview, I would just like to say that it's thanks to everyone who's been supporting me that I managed to get my butt off and start narrating battles, because to be honest, before people started telling me, hey, you should start narrating again, I enjoyed your videos, I just didn't really feel like narrating. But now that I got support, I feel like there's a reason for me to narrate. It's a bit cheesy, but yeah, thank you for supporting me, everybody. And without further ado, let us continue to the team preview, or head on, I suppose. But okay. So, looking at his team, I can see that his Alakazam is an immediate threat that crosses in my mind, and so is Landorus, because if Landorus is a special variant, then with U-turn, obviously, it can be pretty hard to deal with, because the only the only Pokemon that can really check it are Latios and then Scarface, but he can't switch in directly. So he's an immediate threat that crosses to my mind that I must take care of. And Alakazam, because if Ape is gone, taking care of Zam just becomes that much harder, and it pretty much guarantees that I'll have to sacrifice something, whether it'll be Scarm, Landorus, T-Tar. It'll be someone that I'll have to sacrifice if Scarf Ape is gone, since he most likely has a sash. Terra is a decent threat, but I have Landorus T's Scarm, and if he goes for a close combat, Celebi can check it decently. I decided to lead with Landorus T because not only can he set up Stealth Rocks, but 3 of his common and somewhat common leads, Heatran, T-Tar, and Terra, are both pretty weak to Landorus, so I thought it'd be a safe bet, since the only one that could really take me out would be T-Tar with Ice Beam, so I thought it was a pretty safe bet to lead with Landorus. So without further ado, let us go straight into the match. He leads off with Tyranitar, as I expected, as I lead off with Landorus. I go for the Stealth Rocks this turn because I knew that Ice Beam would be far too risky this turn, as I could just EQ and kill him, if he has the Ice Beam, that is. So he goes into Landorus, and I know that he's either Scarfed, he's either Mixed, Scarfed, or he's Special Life Orb. So I go to Tyranitar to confirm, and it turns out he is a Life Orb variant, which means he'll be a lot harder to deal with because he can switch up moves, and my team is a bit weaker on the special side when it comes to ground types. Anyways, he goes to Tyranitar. I double switch into Latios, but I went to it because I thought he would Earth Power and not because of Terrakion, so I have to go back into Landorus because I do not want to take Stone Edge. But he goes to Alakazam, which at first I've been, oh my god, but it turns out he has Psy Shock, which means that I can U-turn out and have over half health, which will be beneficial later on, as you will see. So I go for the U-turn. He hangs on with his obvious sash, so I just go to Infernape, and while I am bearing the somewhat surprise factor of Infernape being Scarf, it was pretty much I couldn't risk losing any Pokemon, so I just go for the U-turn. He sends out Rotom, I go out to Celebi, and if you guys don't know, this is actually a Baton Pass Celebi, which it's sub-Baton Pass, which works surprisingly well, and you'll see her work. It works on certain teams. So he switches out to Heatran, and every single Pokemon that he has on his team that could take care of Celebi is taken care of by Ape. So I can use this turn as he goes for Stealth Rocks, which also confirms that he's bulky, to go for Baton Pass, go for Infernape, and pretty much now he has to decide on risk getting HP iced, Landorus getting HP iced, that is, and him sacrificing Landorus, which is a much bigger problem to my team, or Psychic Heatran, or another Pokemon for some reason. He decides to Psychic Heatran, I go for the close combat, kill him. Okay, that's good. And here I make a mistake that will bite me later on, or will bite me right now, because I go for the close combat rather than switching out to Skarm. And the reason why that hurts me is because he's actually a Rock Polish Landorus, which means that my Infernape can outspeed it. And this is really bad, because I almost have to sack Skarm. Well, I do have to sack Skarm because he is the least useful Pokemon on my team, and with the amount of health I've done with both close combats, I'll be able to revenge him. This guy's. I'll be able to make sure this guy doesn't, kill Pokemon. So, yeah, revenge before he actually kills Pokemon. But anyways, I go out to Skarm finally, and he goes for the Earth Power. He goes for the Focus Blast and misses, but it doesn't matter because, well, I'll just explain to you in a little bit once it's proper. So I just go for the Brave Bird, I take out the Landorus, and he goes back out to Alakazam. And now is the perfect time to tell you why it didn't matter. And the reason why it didn't matter is because he would have gone for the Hidden Power Fire, and it would have taken me out with Focus Blast damage, but I would have just gone out to Infernape, who can just close combat Alakazam, and the rest of Pokemon could switch in, would just take massive damage, so he'd have to fight Zam. Then he would just go out to Rotom, I'd go out to Celebi, and pretty much he would switch out to T-Tar, I'd go to Ape, and this whole cycle repeat again. So it would be kind of game changing, but it didn't make such a big deal. But he just kills off my Skarm now. I go to Infernape, and trying to bait, seeing if he's Scarf or not, I go out to Landorus, and he just stays in, goes to close combat, which, with the damage he did, almost confirms that he's Scarf. Well, it basically confirms he's Scarf, unless he was being really reckless with his Terrakion, but nonetheless, he goes for Rotom, and I was just thinking that, I'm gonna die. He goes to Rotom, which was a smart and a not smart play, because pretty much I can salvage my Landorus, and pretty much use it as intimidate fodder, and not only that, but I can just go to Celebi, he'll have to Hydro Pump, and pretty much he'll have to go to T-Tar, which means that, okay, I'll just wait for it to, yeah. And anyways, so he goes out to T-Tar it was basically his only option, so I go for Substitute, and pretty much I can just go for the Baton Pass, because Celebi from here on out probably won't have that much use. I just go for Baton Pass, and he actually went for Pursuit this turn, but he probably just forgot that it doesn't go through Baton Pass. But he crits, so it was basically Crunch Power. It was a Crunch powered Pursuit, and it still doesn't break my sub. So I just go for the close combat. He switches out to Rotom. I'm questioning why, but maybe he just kind of wanted to salvage it, or maybe he just realized that he's done for, because his Rotom is not physically defensive, because I just run around with that guy at half health, so that comes to show. I just go for the close combat and kill his Terrakion. This is pretty much a good game. So, great match, SubZeroGrowl. Sorry if this wasn't the best narration. This has been the first time I've done a narrated Wi-Fi battle in a while. but hopefully I can start to get back into this. Also, if you want to know why the whole battle's background is the same, I want to change it, but it keeps on freezing every time I change it. So if anyone knows, if anyone has dealt with this problem and knows how to fix it, please tell me. Anyways, I hope you guys have a nice day.